Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Westland Survival. Welcome to update 7.9. It is the Gold Fever event. Basically, there are some gold perks that we're going to be able to get our hands on very soon, if not already by the time that this video goes up. But we've got the trader Kamak in Silverton now offers 2 times the gold for each exchange. Enjoy a 50% discount in the PvP maps and times 2 less dynamite to blast open the gold mines. Now gold prizes, the Spirit Cave has been made easier so you can climb the ladders and snag more gold than ever. Don't just stash those nuggets, use them. A special trader has set up shop at your ranch, ready for you to strike some golden deals. Act fast, Golden Fever won't last as these deals dry up on the 3rd of September. Alright, and also featured in this update, we've got some gear exchange, so you can swap any 3 unneeded gears of the same tier, to receive a new gear of the next tier. Bandit raids, it is now its difficulty is now better aligned with the player's progress, and improved inventory sorting items have never been more convenient, and some other enhancements to the game itself. So while we're waiting to load into the game, I actually tried to record this for the last couple of days, and unfortunately for some reason I just couldn't log into the game. It was frozen for me, so I'm glad now that I can actually get in to the game, because I haven't been able to actually do that myself, which is a little bit annoying. And yeah, I don't know why that hadn't been an issue for me, but look, here we are. It is what it is. So immediately what I've noticed is there is actually a news banner over here that tells you some bits and pieces of the updates and what is going about as well. So that's kind of neat. I mean, I've never seen that before. That's pretty new. So can you still interact with that? You can, after the notification is gone. So let's go ahead and have a bit of a look-see to see if there's anything else that has been actually changed in terms of discounts or anything like that. It doesn't appear to be that way, but that's all well and dandy. And yeah, I think that looks still, pretty much the same. Now, apparently there's been a sort and auto feature that has actually been changed over, and we've got our fella here, Jonathan Bowie. So I believe this is the guy that set up shop here that gives us exclusive deals and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and have a bit of a squizzle here and see what we can actually find. Oh my god, are you serious? You want me to give you 200 gold for 1 piece of fish? Well, actually gives you 20 pieces, sorry. Wow, that's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That is that's quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be interested in that. If you want to get the jackalope trophy, you can. The Hunter's Luck Ring, I've actually got this myself actually. So you can actually have 5% chance to kill an animal instantly, and tell you what, sometimes that does come in clutch. Especially when you're trying to take down some very vicious animals, particularly in the real wilds. And obviously the 500 health does go a long way for you. So that's another 200 there. 300 for a new tier 3 horse, and that obviously gives you some pretty decent stats there. The Rottweiler is another thing that you can get as well, so that's 500 actually. And if you want to get Bolter, that's 500 as well. Interesting. So you are a tier 5, and that's what they look like. Very nice indeed. And then you've got the Wanderer here, which is another 500 there. And then the Ring of the Spirit Master, which is an epic here. Okay, so this gives you 500 health, and damage to ghosts is increased by 150, and you've got an opportunity to get some large gears. So I don't think I'm going to be actually taking those, to be fair with you guys. So I'd rather save up and use those golds for something else that comes along the way. And I guess in a sense, I'm just having a quick look here to see what we've got here at the moment, but there's not much else going on here for me. Now they did say things in terms of improved inventory. Loot has been sorted. But it doesn't actually give us any options here or anything of that nature, which is totally fine with me. But I'm actually going to hang on to those pieces of dynamite that I actually had from beforehand, because I do want to use them for something else. And of course, I'm going to have to grab some of those food bits and pieces. That's obviously going to be something for a future video for me. So you guys will get to see it, I guess, fairly soon. So I'll leave that there. So I think this is what they mean here. So this little button that you can see in the top left-hand corner now gives you the ability to sort your inventory inside, well, as on your your player's person, so to speak. And that basically allows you to, I guess, organize it if you really had want to. Look, to be honest with you guys, a lot of people up until now had, put up with the way that it was, and you just manually move things about in your own inventory, and we always get by with that. So I really don't think that's something that what was a much needed item. Look, I'm glad that they put it in. It's obviously a quality of life improvement, so that's always an appreciative thing that we do get from from our developers. So yeah, look, it's actually a good thing. So look, I'm happy with it. Was it a vital piece to the puzzle? I don't think so, but it is what it is. Now I'm actually keen and curious to head over to the smugglers here, because I just want to see, has there been any changes or improvements with regards to the sale as well. So while we're doing that, and before we actually head over to the smugglers, as we're sitting here, a couple of other little bits and pieces just to sort of go on. They did mention that the spirit cave has been significantly decreased till September 3rd, so it allows us to get a lot more loots and gold nuggets and things of that nature. They also mentioned that the gear exchanges, I'm just paraphrasing here, the Westland hub, here we go, new website with lots of useful services for all the fellow cowboys, latest updates, special offers, reward points, purchase unlock units, items and content. So I think that's more to do with the looks like they've got their own website actually at the moment, so I'm just having a quick little read here, but everything else was pretty much in the patch notes that I just actually mentioned for you guys, so there's really not much else to sort of go from there. But I guess, why are we all of a sudden getting I guess some priority or some some focus on the gold factor as a whole? So I don't know, my theory is there's something big coming further down the line that's obviously going to influence us and encourage us to purchase a lot of things with gold, and I feel like that's something that's probably going to happen, maybe, I guess I would say maybe update 8.0 being the next numerical milestone. So we've had the 7 points from from 1 up until 9. Obviously this is 7.9, and 8.0, I reckon there's something around the corner that's going to require us to use gold nuggets quite extensively. So if I'm looking at Mal Bernald's, I don't think he has much of anything that's changed here, but I'm really interested to speak to Adam McCoy just to see what he's got here in terms of of what type of loots that he's got here. And look, to be perfectly honest with you guys, not much has changed in relation to the what do you call it, to his costings or anything like that. So everything seems and appears to be as per usual. So I don't think everything here, is a change or anything of that nature. So it doesn't look like there's much of anything for us to sort of look at. So I just wanted to rule it out anyway, so at least that way you guys get to see if there was any changes, and if there was, at least you guys are in the loop. But yeah, let's head over to Silverton, where some of the changes have been made for the moment, and we'll obviously try and head over to our Legion as well and have a bit of a look-see there. So we've got Golden Carmack here, and let's have a bit of a peek ski to see what he's got here. So you're going to get every 2 nuggets, so basically every trade entitles you to 2 nuggets, which, look, not too much of a bad deal. I mean, only getting a singular nugget per per exchange, look, it's good, but it wasn't as great, especially if you're low on those particular resources as well, and there's you know, if there's a need for you to invest in some sort of you know, exchange period or anything like that of that nature. I don't know. I feel like, you know, it wasn't the greatest, and if you're trying to go out of your way and purchase gold for the, you know, for the exchange of items that you've got. And the biggest reference, and I feel like this is where I feel like 8.0 is going to be as well. I feel like there's going to be something big coming, as I mentioned before, and I feel like this is probably going to interloop with the next update. But if we're being given a lot of gold, or given the encouragement to participate in certain events for us to acquire gold and the like, I feel like that we're going to be needing gold as a currency to purchase other things on update 8.0 or beyond. And I guess the easiest way that I can actually give you guys a bit of an idea or an insight, let's look at the previous time that we had to use gold for something, right? So the previous time would have been in relation to getting the vaccines, right, for the Boreal Wilds access to that location. So we had to complete the sled. Sled requires vaccines. 2 ways for you to do it. They basically gave us one option once a week to hit up the cultist camp. You get about 5 or so in that sort of transaction, but on a daily basis, the trader over in the deep water was exchanging anywhere between, I think at the time, 1 to 2 vaccines per day, and that was a gold purchase item. So if I'm using that as a unit of measure, I feel like there's going to be another location that's going to unlock, and I feel like that's something that we're going to be needing to, I guess, have a bit of a focus on, and that's just my opinion. I don't feel like there's going to be anything else that there's going to be that we're going to have, you know, in relation to what the next update could be. But I feel like that's my gut feeling, right? And honestly, the fact that we've got this section here opened up, which is one thing, and it's been like this for a little while now. Actually, I feel like Denali Mountain has actually moved a little bit too. It sort of moved a little bit more inward. So I don't know whether or not we're going to have any expansion out this way. You've got the Glacier Lake, which is obviously frozen over. So I don't know whether or not if there's anything up this way, or I feel like Denali Mountain has actually moved, because I feel like it was actually up in this part here that I'm hovering on. So I'm not sure whether or not we could see some changes, because as you can see, there's a lot of cloud smoke over here. I mean, and that also overlaps where the deep water is in the marshlands. You've obviously got the train. The train is one thing as well, and that obviously leads over a bridge into a new area. I feel like that's where it's going to be, but also more importantly, I feel like there's also another location around this way as well, because there is quite a bit of smoke screen over here. So I don't know whether or not the Boreal Wilds is like an ocean port or anything like that opens up to you know, a sea over here, and do we need to, you know, repair something like the steamboat that we've got here that takes us to the deep water? I have no idea, but I feel like that could be a possibility as one thing. But also you've got the train system over here, which interconnects you to this area over here and obviously this area over here. So will there be a train station option potentially at Silverton that we're going to need to repair or build or something to that extent, that will give us commute to one end or the other end, or even eventually to both sides? I feel like that could be a possibility as well. You know, whereas one for to set up the train station at Silverton is one thing, but then, you know, repairing part of the track on the opposite side is another thing as well that could give you access later on down in the development cycle of the game. That could be one thing as well. So I feel like that could be an opportunity. I don't know, that's just me. I feel like that is something that we could expect to see. That's what I would expect to see, if I'm being perfectly honest, because the way that I look at it is that the game is moving at a rate of knots, and there are certain things that gives us you know, abilities to do you know, to go over to certain areas and things like that, new materials, new weapons, new clothing, all that sort of good stuff. But I guess in a way, I think we're going to need to wait to see what update 8.0 will give us, because whether or not we're going to get an expansion to the quest line, the main story of Westland, with your main character and the character's sister, or do we get an adaptation to the West Star scenario? I feel like that could be something that we could be potentially looking at as an option further down the line. I have no idea. But again, I mean, that's just me. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are around that, but I'll be keen to see and hear what you guys think about that. The other thing I remembered as well before we sort of head off as well, is that we've got Finn Welder. He's a trader as well. So he gives us the ability to trade our old gears, or gears that we don't really want. And we can actually trade those for whatever we please, right? But the outset to that is that you need a consecutive amount of the same tier gear, and basically you're going to get another one in return of a higher value. And I believe the trade currency is going to be gold, so that is another thing. So as you can see, I've got an emery wheel, I've got another emery wheel there, I've got a riveter, a wheel work here, and I've got another emery wheel there. I've got one here that gives me plus 90 to sabers. I've got the wheel work here that gives me the ability in crafting reduction. So I don't know whether or not should I look at the possibility or entertain the prospect of putting those three in for something, and will that give me something? I have absolutely no clue, but for the moment it actually just shows us that we've only got one slot to work with. So I don't know whether or not, if you know what, I've got another wheel work here. Is that a tier 6? No, that was a tier 4. That's a tier 5. That's a tier 4, tier 1. And then I've got a tier 4 rare here. So I'm just going to bring a whole bunch of my stuff here just in case. I just want to have a bit of a peek ski and just see what else is about. So I'm just going to quickly grab a few things while I'm sort of hustling and bustling around here. So I've got these knurled things as well, and they're the ones that give you the range of opportunity if you can get the highest range plus or negative in the worst case scenario if you go and craft something. So for example, if you craft a gun, and the variance is between negative 80 to positive 80, you don't know exactly what you're going to be given or what the guarantee is going to be, because there isn't any. So it's basically going to be random, which for me, I'm really not in that sort of favor. I'd rather be given the guaranteed item, but that's just me. Okay, so I've got a tier 1 of things, so I just want to see. Okay, so that opens up what that could be. So you have to put one in order for you to open up the, I guess, the calendar of sorts. So if I were to do that, right, boom, boom. So that's what the exchange rate is going to be, 50 gold if I were to do something like that, yeah? And that's another tier 6 as well. So if I pop that in there, tier 4, and that gives me that, and that's a 30. So that's a tier 4, that gives me a possibility of a tier 5 item. So we'll go ahead and exchange that, and I just want to show you guys what we could get in return. So wheel work, crafting time, so basically it's minus 16. Was that worth it? I don't think it was, personally. I don't know what the incentive for that would be, but I've already done one of that, and I guess that's just the way it is. I guess I just wanted to show you guys before you guys go ahead and do something like that as well. Whether or not that should be something that you guys should be involved in, I feel like that fella is going to be a little bit more advantageous as time goes on. I wouldn't say necessarily now, because I think the reason why that the developers have actually got some of this already set up for us is in preparation for the future updates. So I feel like there's going to be a possibility of maybe epic gears or something to that extent, or there could be something completely different that we don't even know what's coming. But What I am saying is don't prematurely dump all of your gold in exchange for gears that you don't know if you're going to get anything good out of it, if that makes sense. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. But also, I did want to quickly have a quick squizzle over the spirit cave. Apparently we're supposed to be given more gold and all that sort of good stuff as well. So I don't see any gold information here in relation to the competitions, but at least that way I don't know exactly how that's going to play down, but apparently we are going to be provided with a little bit more in terms of gold if we participate in the spirit cave itself, and apparently the difficulty has been lowered because of that. So they're really honing in on us getting involved in trying to get more gold. So I guess the other outset to that is you probably want to start visiting your bandit camps as well, whatever the highest tier that you're comfortable in completing. That will allow you to get yourself a set gear, and obviously, you know, start stockpiling those up, because I don't know exactly what they're going to be all about and what we are going to be given as a feature set, you know, for future updates. So I guess that's something that you guys want to probably you know, take hold of. Now we've got Slick Johnny here. Be giving you information on rival alliances, but I've got to finish these buildings. Slicebox Power Station Alliance safe. Now I don't know whether or not if this will ever change for a lot of people. Will the alliances become a little bit easier for us to build and craft and things of that nature? I have no idea. But I also just wanted to show you guys what the rate. So you only need 8 in order for you to blast the mine up, and that will allow you to get you know, your gold, your ores, and then that way you can wash them, and then, you know, obviously get them transferred into the safe and have those as a stockpile too. So yeah, just wanted to sort of point that out to you guys as well. But like I said, the slice box isn't built either, so I'm still well a ways in getting some of this done. And for me, the biggest thing is obviously iron and maple are going to be things that I'm going to be needing in order for me to complete a lot of these things, so that, you know, I can participate. And yeah, but like I said, for now, like for the longest time, we've had the alliance, I'd say, what, maybe 3 years, I think, that we've had alliances, and honestly, till date, I just haven't had the bandwidth to complete all of the workstations. And look, don't get me wrong, I've had alliance members for quite a while, and that's all well and good. And no, I haven't removed any of them at this moment, but you know, it's been quite a while, so I don't know exactly what I want to do with my alliance, to be honest. And I'm not taking any applicants or anything like that. I just want to be clear. So until something changes that would warrant me getting involved into more alliance work, I just don't see the value for me right now. And that's just a personal thing. It's not for everyone to sort of take on that same type of you know, thought process. So yeah, don't take it from me, but I guess take it from the side of the fact that, you know, a lot of people have different priorities in the game and what they want to do, and, you know, and things of that nature. So yeah, look, I guess that's where things are at. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for me. So I just want to thank you guys for stopping by, checking out this one. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and obviously share it if you can. And if you guys are new to the channel or not, and you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, thanks for checking out the video, and of course I will see you guys in the next one.